Oh, sorry. Is that too much?
No, that was not enough, man.
Okay,
that was not enough.
Right,
Let's do it again.
Okay, yeah. That's like our own version of Om.
That was like some ancient shit, man.
Thanks, man.
Wait, I got to remember the 30-second rule. I'm sorry. Dude. We're still learning. We're new to the YouTube ad thing.
You suck.
We'll get it down. But what's up, guys?
What up?
We are going to talk about a very exciting topic today.
Yeah.
Reincarnation.
And we have to say a few things at the top of the episode.
Yes.
Number one, big shout out
to Olivia Vitale and Kit Taylor. So this will come out long after the TikToks have already been released, but this past weekend, we had an incredible weekend. Unfortunately, Alex couldn't make it, but Nick and I were in Fayetteville, and we collaborated with this amazing TikTok influencer and our mutual friend Kit, who is an actor, and they put out TikToks about us, and it's just crazy, and like it started going viral.
Yeah, it did.
Literally.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
I think one of them is over like 750,000 views at this point.
Yeah.
And anyway, so crazy stuff. Look out for Chronicles of Olivia on TikTok, and of course Kit Taylor.
Yeah, it's like documentary style TikToks about the Bledsoe family and their life and stuff. And it was really cool to collab with them, and they were
dude,
really,
it was dope. We went down into the river. We got thrown out.
The river where the original incident happened.
The 2007. So that was kind of crazy, man. Like
the Cape Fear River.
Yeah. So when I showed up to the gate, I've known that the owners of the little embankment on the river had changed since the original incident, so we weren't able to go down in there anymore.
Yeah.
But when we pulled up, I was like, we can still go to the gate. We will be respectful. We won't bother anybody. And someone was out in the yard by the gate. So I walked up and said, "Hi, my name's Ryan. I recognize you, buddy. We went to high school together." And I asked him if he would call the owners. They got us permission to go down into the property.
Yeah.
The funny part was when he got on the phone, he said, "Hey, something about the Bledsoes. They're here." So we go down into the river. We spend like 30 minutes there, and then they drive up with a pistol in their pocket, and they're like,
"Y'all can't be here."
They did. They said, "We didn't know y'all was doing no Discovery Channel stuff down here. Y'all got to leave." And we're like, "Okay, sorry, dude." And we got out of there, but we got what we needed.
Yeah.
And epic, man. It was like part Indiana Jones, part part E.T.
Yeah,
it was a crazy adventure. But
big shout out to Olivia and Kit.
Yeah, awesome.
And also, I just wanted to say, this is maybe our first time recording a podcast episode during the daytime.
I know.
The energy is high.
Yeah.
Like, the caffeine is very recent.
Yeah.
So the energy's here, y'all. Me and Ryan were literally just standing up dancing in the middle of the room 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Like, the energy is here.
So typically we record like close to midnight because of our
scheduling.
Our scheduling, our work schedules, and things are lining up for us. Go ahead, Alex.
And if you're a passenger on the mothership, you will get to see that dancing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We
Okay, Alex just plugged the Patreon, patreon.com/Bledsoe said so if you want to be a part of our Discord community. It's awesome.
Yeah,
the mothership.
It's bumping, son.
It is bumping. There's like 70 people. BSS Mothership, patreon.com/Bledsoe said so.
Yeah.
What's our episode today about, my friend?
Reincarnation. I said it in the very beginning, and I will say it again. Reincarnation. So I wanted to tell some personal stories. I'm not going to go into like okay, we're episode 41 now. I'm pretty sure this is 41.
Oh, nice.
We did record some guests. Maybe we'll change the order, but this is 40, 41, 42, something like that. And we're this far in the show, and I'm sure you've realized by now, we're not necessarily just like reincarnation is this and this and this. We're going to take a different vibe here.
Yeah.
I want to talk about how I came to believe reincarnation.
Oh, that's perfect. Perfect.
So when
we like to keep things conversational.
Yeah. So when my dad had his experience in 2007, then he had his hypnotic regression in 2008, which was like on the documentary and everything. He started talking to me about reincarnation when I was a young kid.
Following the regression.
Yes.
Gotcha.
He just started telling me like the beings were putting it in his head. Reincarnation. And excuse me. At the time, I was like having the experiences, but I was still like, I mean, you know us when we were kids, super into the church. It's like, how do you get, you're a child, your elders are telling you go to church, you got to believe this way. It was a very like dissonant time for my cognitive mental state. So like, I knew what was happening. I knew that there was shit outside the Bible that was true, but I still like believed the Bible because I was a kid. Exactly.
That's the brainwashing.
So it is the religious brainwashing. So
Sadly.
I didn't really come around to reincarnation until about 5 years ago, dude.
Yeah.
But I've had a weird journey to get there. So Dad starts talking about the beings are telling him about reincarnation. He met the lady. She's basically told him like life is the journey of the soul. Like you come here to learn lessons. It's the journey of the soul, and then you go on, and you become like they are. And
so it was after the second regression that the reincarnation stuff started happening.
No, he was talking about it before.
Oh, wow. After the first one. Okay.
Early.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah. And then he had the second regression.
Right.
And it was like, it was coming back even more.
Like reaffirmed that.
Yeah. So, he has these psychic downloads. Like he sees the lights in the sky literally more than anybody in the world. And they give him, that's what the CIA told us. Like they inculcate you with knowledge. Through your eyes.
Good word.
Oh, thank you, dude.
Very good word.
I've got a few of them. Yo, epic gamer moment.
Inculcate?
Inculcate. Like, you become... Alex, can you look that up?
That's
I can use it in a sentence. I can't define it.
The
dude.
honesty.
Yeah. I mean, we keep it humble sometimes.
We keep it humble.
Sometimes you gotta like puff out your chest to.
What was the sentence that you used? They inculcate you with
knowledge. Yeah.
Okay.
When you see the lights in this is why the government. Oh, let me be a good boy. Let me not paint a target. I want to spread positivity.
Mm-hmm. Who are we praying to right now?
Oh, I'm just centering myself.
Okay. I was with it.
I loved it.
I was with you.
I loved it.
Okay.
Let's be a good boy.
To impress something upon the mind of another by frequent instruction or repetition, basically to instill something.
Okay.
And that's what the CIA told us is like when you see these lights, they it's like information download. I mean, you know what's the crazy part about that, dude? The pineal gland in the brain, this is a scientific fact. Mm-hmm. This is not some like occult conspiracy bullcrap. This is just fact. The pineal gland has vestigial optic nerves. Mm-hmm. For those who don't know what vestigial means, who haven't really like studied science in any regard, vestigial is an evolutionary term meaning like there are some species of animals that have organs or limbs or things that have no function for survival, but because of ancient like evolutionary versions, it served some function at some point. So they call it a vestige, you know?
Yeah, it's like, didn't we used to have like 6 fingers or toes or something like that? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I think I saw that on Futurama, but anyway, so this is a scientific fact. The pineal gland has vestigial optic nerves, which are actually connected to the eyes. And when you view light, like sunlight, through your eyes, it's transmitting information to the optic nerves in the pineal gland, which is signaling neurotransmitter chemicals.
I learned that on this podcast.
And it makes me wonder, like, when you see these lights, is it signaling shit to your pineal gland? Think about it. It's the optic nerves.
It has to. Yeah. I mean,
now, my speculation...
We're praying again?
We're just centering ourselves.
I keep it's the programming, dude.
It is. It's the programming.
Okay,
because the Catholic Church actually... Okay, so I am going to talk about Jesus and reincarnation, so this is relevant. So what they did was they took images of Jesus and So Cesare Borgia is the image of Jesus, by the way. Like the iconography we get in the Catholic Church is not really the accurate historical depiction of Jesus.
What is Cesare Borgia's?
It's like an elite pope family.
Oh, okay. I thought, okay.
Anyway, totally off topic. Yeah. So we have vestigial nerves, and I personally believe that that's why they don't want people seeing the true phenomenon, because it would wake people up. It transmits information to you. So anyway, tangent aside, Dad's just started getting these thoughts about reincarnation. And so I start like meeting the CIA really heavily in my younger 20s or mid 20s at about 2015, 2016. And they started getting us into past life regressions.
Right, yeah.
At the time, I didn't even believe in reincarnation. I was still in that point where like, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm open to what my dad is saying. Whatever, we're here. Then I had a past life regression. That shit was weird. I didn't even believe in reincarnation at the time, yet I was still able to recall a former life, which I'm going to, tell the story.
And I would just want to throw out an anecdote real quick. Hold that thought.
Okay.
Don't let me throw you off.
No, I'm good.
But I remember, I remember being that age, and, you and I were very entranced, engrossed, encompassed by the, Christianity and the church and by this Christian narrative. And then when you guys start talking about past life regressions, I remember being like unable to reconcile that in my mind and being like, and I remember even having conversations with you and asking you like, okay, so how can we believe in this, but also this is happening?
Exactly.
I vividly remember having these conversations and having this like internal struggle of like, I don't know what to believe because I believe this. It's so real. It's right in front of me.
Right.
But also I'm supposed to believe in like God and Christianity and the Bible and like.
Because I go to church twice a week.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just wanted to share that anecdote. Like I remember having that issue.
The dissonance, the cognitive dissonance. Yeah.
Exactly.
So I had the past life regression, and it was facilitated by some of our mutual CIA friends. They paid for it and everything, and that was super nice of them. And a part of me wonders if they were trying to figure out, like, they got my dad to have several regressions. These are private. They're not public on the internet, and I don't necessarily have all of the files for them. I have a couple. And they got me to do some, and a part of me wonders if they were trying to figure out if we were, like, the reincarnations of anybody important.
Yeah, I mean, why not? It's nothing's out of the realm of possibility.
Exactly. Galileo did pop up in some of Dad's regressions. He got the vibe that he okay, another cool tangent.
Galileo.
When he had his experience in 2007, also he started having dreams that he was Galileo in a prison cell.
That's right.
Because Galileo was put on house arrest by who? The Vatican.
The Vatican, yeah.
Because he made the telescope that was like seeing the celestial bodies. And my dad's life has kind of mirrored that, and even the Vatican has fucked with us.
That's actually that's the exact parallel.
That's some real shit.
Yeah. You just gonna leave that there?
Yeah.
That's some real shit.
Yeah. Anyway, so I had my past life regression, and it was wild because, again, I did not even believe in reincarnation. So what happened was I was induced into, like, I was never unconscious. I was awake, but I was induced into a regressive state. So, I could like consciously recall what was happening, but it was just coming from my subconscious mind. And it was so vivid, dude. It was like I was a farmer in the late 1800s. Mm-hmm. I even got the name. My name was James, and I had this father who was incredibly wealthy, who for owning like massive farmland, but he was incredibly abusive. He was hateful. He was like would harm the workers and treat them like dirt and underpay them and like would just do. He was just known around town as like the asshole in this little vision. And it was like, but we were like wealthy, and I had this young beautiful wife. I even saw her so vividly. She had pale skin with black hair. Her name was Elise. You know what's the crazy?
Oh my God!
You know what's the crazy thing, bro?
Details.
I've always wanted to name one of my sons James, and Jenny has always wanted to name a daughter Elise.
No,
swear to God.
When did you have this regression?
2016 or 17.
Okay.
I think it was 2016.
Okay.
Yeah. And anyway, so like I even saw the events of the story unfold where let me try to remember it because it has been a long time and I don't have the records. It was like the father in the scenario was shot and killed. He was made an example of in front of it. There were like saloons and shit. It was like 1800s.
Do you mean in your father?
Yes.
In the regression?
In the regression.
So in your past life, your father was killed.
Yes. And he was like this really bad person that the town was afraid of. He was the kind that would like
an outlaw or something.
Yeah, like I don't know how to explain it. He wasn't an outlaw, but he was just like a typical rich, hateful, like abusive person. Mm. And in my reincarnation, I was like a son who was victimized by that and was a very kind-hearted person who would this was all just like coming to me, and I would like secretly like, you know, help the workers out and like show them love and kindness and respect. And anyway, she started bringing me through the scenario here, and like it even went so far as me seeing the person shot and killed and made an example of the town, inherited the farm, married the hot chick, and she even brought me to the point where I recalled being on my deathbed. And I know this is some crazy town shit, but whatever. It's one of the hottest metaphysical podcasts in the world. So like we're in it. But
and it's real. It might sound wild, but like Ryan,
I know, but
Ryan actually had a past life regression and he saw all of this.
I have some trauma barriers on my soul that like because of the things that I've seen and because of the CIA putting our family on a terrible documentary that smeared us and then thousands of people like hating us, I always get like really nervous when I say things from the heart. You know what I mean? It makes me uncomfortable.
That's
but
understandable.
Anyway, so yeah, and it was like crazy because I remember the end of this little experience being on my deathbed as an old man with the woman in the experience who I had the impression that it was the soul of Jenny and the father was the soul of my real father, and that we were all experiencing lifetimes together going through karmic lessons so that we could learn and grow as souls together.
Wow.
And I remember being on my deathbed and she was like, take me on to beyond death, what happens? And this is when it got weird. And I think this awakened me in some way.
Just to be clear, the regressionist asked you that.
Yeah, she was guiding me through
beyond death. Okay.
Yeah, she said, take me beyond death. And what I saw was I was on my deathbed and like we were old and it was my wife in the little vision, Elise, and like kids. I feel like it was 3 or 4 kids all around me and grandkids. And I'm on my deathbed and then I just remember my spirit leaving my body as an orb of light and it went out above the sky into space. And there were other souls, there were other orbs of light leaving all over the world, going into space. And where I went in this vision was, she said, I want you to envision in your mind a safe place where your spirit goes when it needs to rest or when it needs to be healed from trauma or things like that. And where I went was this unfathomably huge, like larger than the sun. It was this huge sphere of light. And it was like, went inside of it and it was all around me and it was white and it was glowing and I could see this clearly in my mind. And I started having these impressions that my father and I karmically have been through lives together to prepare our souls to do this.
Wow.
To tell this story.
That's
that my
profound.
father, if he really was, in a previous life, some terrible, hateful person,
right,
that the suffering he's lived in this life was all like fate or destiny for him to work through that karma and be, like consciously prepared to see these experiences and be in a state where he was ready for it to happen. I don't know, like it's hard to put into words.
No, yeah. I mean,
this is some meditation shit. This is some visions you're seeing in your head and you're getting these vibes from it. You're just getting these subconscious vibes. Like I really don't know how to eloquently explain it, but the feelings I got were very profound.
So when you were having the regression, was it like you were asleep or
no?
So you were very much like aware and awake, and you were just kind of having these visions.
I was chill. Let's put it that way. I was
chill,
super chill. Like when you're listening to frequencies and like imagine you're meditating. She made me meditate. That's all regression is. It's like meditation. They make you go into deep states of meditation, but I was not asleep at all. Like I was talking. I remember this. That's why I remember it all,
That is wild.
And it was really weird. It's hard to put into words. So then I started like having these thoughts like, oh my God, maybe reincarnation is real.
I mean, yeah, dude, if you have a clear recollection of a past life, like nothing will make you believe in reincarnation quicker.
Yo, that does make sense because remember back in high school, I always had this little... Okay, so full disclosure, Nick and I have always been making content together even before we were recording. We were always making music in school, making stupid-ass little videos. Remember we made...
Vines? We made some Vines.
Yeah, we made some weird-ass Vines.
We made some funny little YouTube skits.
Yeah, remember our YouTube skits started spreading around school?
Yeah. And people started like saying the inside jokes and stuff in the videos. Yeah, we've always made content together. Like I've always had this overwhelming feeling that like me and Ryan will make something together one day that will be our lives.
That's why I taught myself to play drums, right?
Really?
It was to make music with you.
Oh,
that's true. Yeah, because we were friends for 2 years, and you used to play your guitar all the time, and I was like, damn, I really like the drums. I'm gonna teach myself. Yeah. Anyway, sappy little tangent there. So back then, where was I going with that? I can't remember. It's okay though.
You were talking about our little skits and stuff.
Skits, bro. Remember I used to make skits about being a corn farmer?
Yeah, that was okay. Hang on.
Makes sense.
Okay, all right. Hold up. Ryan used to have this whole gag.
It was
in
a
high
character.
School. It was a whole character that he created, and like we had a lot of parties in high school. But
we had like 20 friends over at a time.
It wasn't
all the time.
Yeah, it wasn't like parties.
No,
it was like everybody come over and like play Monopoly or like just chill, watch movies.
We were just all innocent kids.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget. There's a video somewhere.
I've got it. I
think Ryan comes out of his room in like a plaid button-up long sleeve shirt, overalls, a straw hat with like a straw coming out of your mouth. Mm-hmm. His character, and you had an ear of corn, I think.
Because we used to grow corn.
Yeah, his character was
the Corn King.
The Corn King. and that was just his persona for years, dude. He made jokes about corn. I don't know where it came from, but I guess now it came from your past life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
You were a corn farmer.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Like, where did that come from?
My past life, bro.
That is so. It was
Think
just
about it.
A random character that Ryan created, the Corn King.
I didn't have that regression until years later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is wild.
I'm just saying, dude. Like,
there's something to that.
Yeah.
So when you started looking into, reincarnation after your first past life regression.
Seriously. Yes, like
really
seriously diving. Yeah.
Where was the first, like, what was the first place that led you?
Gnosticism.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So when you dive into Gnosticism, you and we've talked about this many times, but
Sure.
I just like to assume that, like, you know, because of the traction we're gaining, I like to assume that every episode, maybe we have some new people that aren't, like, they haven't seen every episode, they haven't caught up on all the terms. So I just like to explain things as if they don't know what we're talking about.
Sure.
You know?
Absolutely.
But Gnosticism is the idea that there are it's true.
Mhm.
There are alternative texts of Jesus Christ that were found in like clay pots in the desert in Egypt.
Nag Hammadi scrolls.
The Nag Hammadi scrolls in the 1950s. And they are actually dated to be as ancient as the other biblical texts. And if you study the history, there were, our patrons, shout out Chester. Incredibly brilliant individual in the Mothership Discord, was just laying the heat down on this subject, and there were a couple others who were talking about different texts, but specifically in this case, Chester brought up the point that if you study history, they started wiping out movements like the Cathars. I can't remember the names off the top of my head because it was just Chester was just dropping the heat. But anyway, you can study the history that the Catholic Church was wiping out the heretics who were spreading, like, the Gnostic movement. And so it can be assumed that that's why they hid those scrolls in the desert, because they were the true shit. They were the alternative non-mainstream accounts of Jesus. And what did they discuss? Reincarnation. Consciousness. A cosmic eternal mind from which the entire material world manifests from. Also, the big one that Gnosticism is really famous for, that the Old Testament God is actually Satan.
Right.
Yeah. Emphasize that name so people would feel the vibrations.
Right. I mean, it is a little shocking to hear, but try to just think outside the box for a second. If it sounds like a scary thought to you, try to separate yourself from the feeling.
The Old Testament God was brutal, sacrificing children.
Yeah.
I want you to go into that town and slaughter every last sheep, slaughter every baby. They did that. There were hundreds of thousands of infants slaughtered.
Old Testament God was like nuking entire cities.
Yeah.
Literally just like laying waste.
And naturally, when you understand the true formation of the Old Testament, it's a lot of it is allegory, mixed in with historical accounts. It's not even as old as people think it is. It is not a truly accurate document, but the point is, like, the theology behind the Old Testament way of thinking is a different belief than what the true master teacher, the true sage, the true mystic, whatever, Jesus was teaching. Jesus was teaching about the God of light. And anyway, so when I started getting into reincarnation, that's what I came across first was Gnosticism. I was heavily intrigued, and then I found Hermeticism.
Okay.
Hermeticism is where Gnosticism comes from. And if we think back to the Atlantis episode, when you dive deep into Hermetics, it's the belief that this is the true doctrine that, is like intact. It's the secret teaching of all ages.
Right.
It will live on forever. It's the truth. And that is the knowledge that was passed down from Atlantis. Throughout history, there have been sages like Pythagoras and Zoroaster and Jesus and Buddha and the stories of Krishna and Osiris and Horus who have been... Dionysus, good one. Dionysus, who have been... And Orpheus, too. Who have been transmitting this Hermetic knowledge through the cultural lens of the time. But when the Vatican was, in its formation in the Roman Empire, they got their hands on the story of Jesus and they fucked this whole reality up. They turned it into
intentionally.
Yes, intentionally. They turned it into a worship of Jesus as a god, which is not the case. Jesus said, worship no man, only, love your neighbor and love God, which is consciousness, all life, eternal spirit, whatever. And it's just crazy, like getting into Hermeticism and then diving into like especially Rosicrucian text, and I started picking apart all of the esoteric traditions, and I would confidently say every esoteric tradition in the world believes in reincarnation as a fact of reality, as a law.
Yeah, I used to think, as a kid, I used to think that like reincarnation was only something that was a part of like the Hindu or like the Buddhist religions.
Yeah.
But I'm finding recently that it's so many more, so many religions or esoteric, traditions, believe in reincarnation. And I find it very interesting to study the differences.
Yes, because there's many different ideas about it.
Right, like the Gnostic version of reincarnation is definitely, I'd say, starkly different than like the Buddhist. The Buddhist type of reincarnation, like Gnostic reincarnation, there is still
You're going up.
Yeah. There's still this thing in Gnostic reincarnation where you may not be reincarnated. It's like you'll reincarnate, through different lifetimes and whatever, and then if you reach a pure state of consciousness, you'll ascend to the collective consciousness. But Gnosticism also believes that certain souls are not meant to reincarnate, which is really wild.
What was that called again? You had the name for that back in the Lord of the Rings episode. There was like
the Heletics.
The Heletics. Yeah, like some souls.
It's like the psychics, the
Heletics.
It's like psychic, helic, and heletic or something like that.
Yeah.
And basically,
it's been months.
It's like 3 different types of souls, but that one of those types of souls.
Episode 18, by the way.
Was that 18?
Yeah, Lord of the Rings with one. Yeah.
Those type of souls are so attached to the physical material world that they are just like meant to not reincarnate, which is
NPC.
Yeah, like an NPC, yeah.
But it's hard to say that they're like
non-playable characters.
Yeah, like I personally believe everything that is in this reality has that divine spark of consciousness. And the way that I see it, what are you smiling at? What are you gigging at, Alex?
I just love the NPC meme.
I know.
The idea that some people out there don't have an inner
NPCs.
Monologue and like, are NPCs.
Put the photo in the episode when we talk about it, so people will know what you're talking about.
You're just over here creating work for me, man.
Yeah.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, you love it.
All right, whatever.
You're obsessed with it.
You're so bashful.
You're so bashful, Alex.
Yeah. We got to get you a camera so you stop being so bashful.
I know. We do.
People are dying for it.
Yeah. Buy one, Alex.
I do have
But
one.
that's actually my responsibility.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, then you
I'm
do
waiting on my sugar daddy over here to get me the switchers.
Get this beautiful man on camera.
So that I can switch the cameras in real time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We'll work on it. But
One
anyway.
day.
We'll get there.
I personally believe that every soul has that divine spark of consciousness.
Yeah, I do too.
The way that I feel about it is that like it's wrong to judge different people's spiritual development. You know what I mean?
Fully
like
agree.
every soul is at a different point of evolution in this cosmic journey of life.
Yeah.
And I tend to think that there are souls who maybe are just newer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the lives, if you zoom out from like a macrocosmic perspective, and you look at a life as a soul just experiencing karmic lessons, I think that when you see some people and they live these incredibly mundane, simple lives, I think maybe that's just a young soul.
Yeah, I think we talked about this before.
We have.
on the podcast as well. But I mean, yeah, the whole concept of reincarnation is that the soul, the purpose of the soul is it's the collective consciousness breaking off pieces of itself and sending them to this material world in order to evolve, learn lessons, and grow, as a soul. And so, if one of those pieces has been through drastically fewer reincarnations than some of the others, then it's probably going to be a little bit more on the simple side.
So here's the way it's explained.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
Here's the way it's explained towards or from like esoteric traditions. So if there is an eternal consciousness that's omniscient, it's omnipresent, it's infinite, it is the totality of existence. Mm-hmm. It can't learn.
Right.
It can't learn. It can't evolve anymore. It can't experience. It can't. It just is. It just is the infinite. It is. It's like nirvana.
Yes, it just
is. It's the total state of everything. Mm-hmm. So a function of reality or a law of reality is that this totality is in an eternal, or I should say this cosmic totality, this eternal mind or whatever, is in a continuous cycle. The simple way to put it is chaos and order or death and rebirth, but it's in a continuous cycle of like sending itself out through the cosmos in these fragments to evolve all the way back up to that totality. And then the next cycle goes all the way back down and then re-evolving.
I just thought of a funny I don't know, allegory, if you want to call it that. It's like kids that are born into extreme wealth, and then their parents don't give them access to it when they're 18.
Yeah.
And they have to earn it for themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Perfect. Yo,
you know
that's
what I mean?
good. That's good.
Yeah.
But
it's like, what is there to learn from already being a perfect being?
so the way the infinite mind, the infinite creator of the cosmos, whatever you want to call it, experiences pain, pleasure, joy, love, jealousy, fear, all of the emotions. The way it experiences that is it fragments itself into these imperfect, dense little beings
Physical beings,
manifested into this reality that are learning to re-evolve back up to that state of cosmic bliss. And the secret to do that is the stuff that the master teachers taught, like love, joy, shun fear. Listen to the Jedi.
Yeah.
I think the Jedi are an allegory for how to reach Christ
Oh,
consciousness.
totally.
It's like just avoid fear, meditate, be at peace, spread peace and light, and blah blah blah, all that corny bullshit. But
Don't call it corny bullshit, bro.
no, I just had to have a shocking little end there to such a profound message. So I'm gonna blow your mind, bro.
Okay.
So I went on Amazon. I gotta give myself a way out here.
Uh-oh.
I went on Amazon and I purchased a publicly available manual written by the head of the recent American division of the Rosicrucian Order, the ancient mystical order of Rosicrucis.
Right.
So again, let me reiterate, the knowledge that I am about to transmit is from a publicly available document that can be read by anybody who's willing to spend the money.
Right.
And this is not something that I should not be sharing.
Right.
Anyway.
Make it so clear.
You catch my drift?
Of course.
Okay, just in case any Rosicrucians are listening. But and you read this document, and what they teach about reincarnation is that they believe since the times of Egypt that the reincarnation or the journey or whatever of the soul is this ascending spiral upwards, and someone who is at a profound state of psychic awareness or psychic perception early on in their life and has these incredible abilities, like my dad or like a lot of these other people that the government study behind the scenes. I know some others. I know some really other incredible psychics. Not anybody that the public would know about, but anyway, according to the Rosicrucian tradition, which you can read publicly, in your past incarnation, you will have reached a level of mastery that has developed your psychic faculties that will carry over into the next life, which is why I believe, because of the esoteric explosion of knowledge in the late 1800s through Rudolf Steiner, the AMORC, Rosicrucian Order being, institutionalized in America, Helena Blavatsky, and there's other orders like the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn and all these incredible Rosicrucian orders and esoteric orders popping up. I think consciousness is evolving because of the work that they're doing, spreading this knowledge. And now people our age are coming into this reality with these incredible gifts that
I see what you mean.
People, our parents don't understand how we can do the shit we can do. The millennials listening, they know this. They're you're so smart, baby. You're so, we heard it our whole childhood. In the 90s, we're playing Game Boys and shit.
And honestly, it is wild. You and I both have, we have nephews, and I have a niece.
Yeah.
Seeing, we don't have kids, but seeing kids that are born, today and are growing,
fuck,
it
bro.
is mind blowing how smart they are. Which to me is. That's a sign.
It's evolution.
It's evolution. It's consciousness evolution.
I think they are souls who have reached a level of evolution in their consciousness. And like the Rosicrucians teach, that carries over into the next life. And that's why I believe the age of, I'm sorry to cut you off, but the age of Aquarius enlightenment can't be stopped. Because as the souls are coming back into this next cycle, the souls being born now, I think there's going to be an incredibly gifted generation.
Right. And I think you see this a lot in like action sports.
Yes.
The youth is just constantly pushing the envelope. And there's like 6, 7, 8-year-old surfers out there who are just far better than me. And far better than some people who like it's crazy skateboarding, surfing, snowboarding, any like action sport. I mean, the kids, the Groms are just absolutely out here killing it.
Yo,
It's
my little
really
nephew,
wild.
My nephew Ted, shout out Ted, love
Shout
you, baby.
out Ted.
He's almost 2, so he won't hear this and
Aw.
understand it. He's learning English though. He's doing pretty good. But anyway, so
We're gonna see him today.
I know he's on the way. Spoiler: are we having a
Don't
guest?
say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Anyway, so Ted at 1.5 years old, he has a little leap pad, dude.
Oh yeah.
He FaceTimes my dad 30 times a day. How the hell are these kids calling people?
Yeah.
It's mind blowing, dude.
Yeah.
And Teddy is almost 2 years old, and he is at a level of cognitive development that is shocking compared to all the other kids his age that he interacts with. And anyway, he's an incredibly gifted kid, I think. And Chris Jr. is incredibly gifted, and my dad is incredibly gifted. And I just, through seeing Ted, that has really reaffirmed my belief that, like, damn, these kids really are getting smarter and smarter.
Yeah, I think that. I think as you said, it's like as consciousness as a whole evolves, the fruits of that growth can be seen generation to generation.
Yeah,
Every generation that's born,
it's just history, bro.
They are shockingly smarter. And I always wondered about that. Like, why is it that, how is it that we just get smarter and smarter and smarter inherently? It's not like we're teaching things differently. It's not like, I mean, if anything, the education system is becoming less less sophisticated over time, but kids are being born more and more and more, not only intelligent, it's not just intelligence. It's
ability.
It's intuition.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's raw ability, dude.
And it's not.
That's the
even
true
just
definition of intelligence, by the way.
intuition
And ability.
Yeah, because my niece and nephew, shout out Leah and Jonah.
Love you guys.
Love
I've
you guys.
known them since they were literally born.
Yeah.
Adorable, sweet kids.
They, they're 10 and almost 13.
Yeah.
And
that's mind blowing, dude.
Yeah.
Mind blowing.
And they are some of the most emotionally and spiritually mature children I've ever met in my entire life. Shockingly so.
Yeah.
It is bizarre to see. And to me, that is
Jonah's so cute, bro.
Oh, he's goated, dude.
Can we play Minecraft?
we play Minecraft all the time.
I'm sorry, but me and Nick will be playing Xbox, and he's like, "Oh, bro, dude, make your party private. My nephew Jonah's on." we would play with Jonah, but we keep it rated R when we play video games. Can't have little Jonah.
Very rated R.
So there's a lot of times we have to oh shit, we have to go dark because we don't want to spoil Jonah's little innocent mind.
I make time to play Minecraft with him though, plenty.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's proof positive to me that with each generation, consciousness is expanding. Because it would be one thing if it was just book smarts or intelligence or whatever. But I feel like every generation becomes more in tune. Their intuition is far greater.
Yeah.
They're eloquent. Like they having a conversation with Leah and Jonah it's like having a conversation with an adult.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are you this sophisticated? Dude, I showed them, we played a D&D campaign with them.
Sick, dude.
Recently. Oh, yeah. We
Yeah,
started a D&D
that's
campaign
awesome.
with them. It's been amazing. They are obsessed. But I'm not even going to lie, I greatly underestimated how quickly they would grasp it.
Really?
D&D is extremely complex. Extremely complex. And within an hour, they were just like, "Oh, I get it." Like, "Oh, yeah, no, I got it." They knew exactly what to do. I was like, it's just the intuition, dude. They could just get it.
It's the way I understand that is when you're at that level of intuition or conscious development or whatever, it's just you can connect with things. At our age, man, you remember being in school and you have to read shit over and over and over and you just can't grasp it. And our parents are like, way worse, you know? And it's
yeah.
As the generations go, kids just pick shit up like that. I mean, I see TikToks of little 3-year-old kids playing drums better than me, and I've been playing for 12 years.
Dude, there's this kid on TikTok.
And it hurts my feelings.
Yeah, it honestly does.
Really bad.
There's this kid on TikTok that's literally 6 years old and fully produces music.
That's insane,
Plays
dude.
every instrument, guitar, drums, sings over it, bass, keys, everything. Produces the music himself. And if you heard it, you would be like, this is a platinum recording artist.
That's crazy.
Was that the kid that couldn't spell ooh?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's shocking, dude.
Damn.
Couldn't spell ooh produces an entire song.
Oh, like better music than I've ever made. Like, what? This is
Wow.
a kid. Yeah, and there's that 4-year-old kid that was going around YouTube a few years ago. He's like 7 or 8 now, playing drums. And you're like,
Yeah.
How
you
is
sent me
this
a TikTok
possible?
of him the other day, and I was like, damn, that's the next Tony Royster Jr. That's my favorite drummer, by the way.
really?
Dope, dude. He's probably the best in the world.
Yeah, so the point that we're trying to make is, if you follow the thread of reincarnation and these souls really are learning karmic lessons and carrying these karmic lessons into their next iterations, which and also reincarnation and collective consciousness go hand in hand, right?
Absolutely,
Like
they
you don't really have one without the other. That's
No.
the point of reincarnation is to reach the collective consciousness, and so it's like every time that leap happens and every time those karmic lessons are brought to the next life, collective consciousness as a whole evolves and is raised.
That's exact, dude. That's
And therefore, when new lives
Bruh.
are born, they are born with
that's
enhanced
what the
abilities.
Rosicrucians teach.
I'm just freaking saying, bro. I'm not even a Rosicrucian. I never read that shit.
Again,
I'm just saying.
publicly, I know, because you're psychic, bro. But listen, the goal of every person is to work on their inside, their inner nature, because every divine soul that tames their inner nature and attunes to like the light side of the force, so to speak, if we want to speak in pop culture terms.
Yeah.
It benefits the whole of humanity's consciousness, the whole collective consciousness. That's why it's important for everybody to work on themselves inside and work through their traumas and try to attain the lofty ideals of peace and love and harmony with all life and consciousness, because it benefits the totality.
If you're having trouble like reconciling or thinking about like, yeah, but why, why would that be the important thing? Like, really just take a second, close your eyes, search your feelings. You know this to be true. Like the truth is, I know, in my opinion, I know that this is true because my heart tells me that is like that love and light and positivity and relationships are the only valuable things in existence.
Yeah.
And so knowing that, I have no problem believing, because I believe in the soul. I believe in the spirit. I believe in
The aura.
Yeah, the aura. And I believe that love, light, and positivity are the only things that matter in this world. So look into these Rosicrucian texts, these Hermetic, Gnostic, all this ancient religion, all saying the same shit. But I mean, on you mentioned a macrocosmic example. On a microcosmic example, you right now sitting watching this episode, just like
Shout out you.
take shout out you, big shout out you. Just take a moment and like reflect on the things that you find matter in your life, like truly. That elicit an emotional response, a spiritual connection. Think about those things that actually matter to you. It's love. It's love and light and relationships. Like this shit, like being friends, having friends and sharing experiences in life. This is the only thing that matters. And so why is it difficult? It's not much of a leap to think, okay, if this truly is the only thing that matters, then that is the purpose of life, is for all life to realize that lesson.
Yeah.
To realize that truth that like, we all just need to be better to each other.
And to take it a step forward, we have to understand from a technical occult science perspective, everything has vibrations. Everything.
That's scientifically proven.
It is. That's
fundamentally-
the definition of occult science. Is like, it's no bullshit. It's all the ancient Egyptian truths that vibe with the scientific.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, you can talk to him. He'll tell you all matter is vibration that has slowed down enough to be physical.
Yeah, I think Einstein said that too. But anyway, it's just true. It's true. I mean, you can look at the Brownian movement, it's the Brownian law or something like that. Like all molecules are rapidly vibrating. If a molecule, if an atom even ceased to vibrate, it wouldn't exist. It would phase out of reality. Like
exactly.
Everything is vibrating. You are a series of vibrations that are just slow enough to form a physical being. You have to understand that everything has vibration, including things in realms we can't see, like thoughts and emotions. And vibrations are reflexive to the surrounding vibrations of the environment. And we all have to understand, you can imagine in your mind the vibrations of your thoughts and your emotions affect the vibrations of the thoughts and emotions of the consciousness of the whole human race.
Yeah, because fundamentally, here's the truth. Scientifically, if something is vibrating, it is emitting a frequency. Yes. Period. Fact. There's no...
Boom, roasted fact.
There's no discussion about this. If something vibrates, it is vibrating at a certain frequency. That's fundamental. That's science. So if something is vibrating and it is giving off a frequency, that means that it is permeating outside of the space that one little small thing exists. Therefore, it is understandable that whatever is vibrating, this atom's vibrating, it's going to affect the atom next to it with how it's vibrating.
You know what the beings told my dad, by the way? This just came to me as a memory.
What?
Super important. Never been said publicly, I don't think. The beings told my dad in 2007 when they first took him. They said that we can take your soul from your body while you're asleep at night, and no one will ever know that we're taking you on a journey. And they said that we can manipulate your reality in any way that we please to appear to you in a way that you understand. They said we can manipulate our vibrations to phase through physical matter. We can come out of your light bulb. I
remember that.
Yeah, we could come out of your light bulb if we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
We could walk through your wall. This physical reality is not an obstacle to us.
Yeah.
So many nights, if you're asleep in bed and you have profound dreams, it's because we've taken your soul on a journey beyond your conscious perception.
Yeah. It's not that hard to fathom if you understand these things that we're talking about. And so yeah, if you understand that everything vibrates and everything emits a frequency, that's kind of fundamental proof right there that we say all the time you speak things into existence, your thoughts affect the things around you. Well, I mean, if you really dig hard enough, that's kind of scientifically provable.
It is. Yo, we're going to get meta as fuck.
All right.
Meta about reality.
Okay.
But all the human race really is just a huge tangled web of cosmic vibrations that have existed for eons with
It's music.
It is music. That's Plato said that, or maybe it was Pythagoras. It was one of the two.
Ryan believes I'm a reincarnation of Plato.
Yo, don't say that.
Never mind.
I call Pythagoras. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, yeah, I did say that. I was like, yo, what if you're like the reincarnation of Plato or some shit? I mean, everybody thinks cool, dope shit like that.
Yeah.
It's okay for us to talk like that.
So you were saying the entire human race?
The entire human race is just like this cosmic harmony of vibrations that have evolved over millions of years or billions or eternity, really. This infinite cycle that exists beyond our comprehension of space-time.
Uh-huh.
It's eternal.
Right.
And our vibrations are just so infatuated with evolving. We're just hopping in these little biological vessels, but because of the neurochemistry of the brain and the evolutionary advantages that the body has, and we only have these 5 senses,
right,
we forget
the other stuff.
all the shit in the cosmic when we're not imprisoned in the little physical body.
Exactly.
But we're really just eternal energy just vibrating through the cosmos.
No, that's another science fact. Energy is not created or destroyed.
No.
It's not. It's just
always
vibing,
been, bro.
It's just vibing, bro. It's always been there.
Get them high
Honestly,
vibes up.
that needs to be a quote card. Energy is not created or destroyed. It's just vibing, bro.
Yeah.
Like these are science facts that we just understand. Facts, bro.
Facts. Facts on facts.
Facts on facts.
Yo.
Like, it's just the truth. Energy, we don't create it. We don't destroy it. It's just been here. We are energy. And so we have just been here. We've just been here since the OG.
We'll always be here. We just won't always remember where we come from and shit.
But we can through centering ourselves. Remember what through centering ourselves, meditation, finding, when you listen to
Alex is in the Gyan Mudra right now.
Is that what that's called?
That's the Gyan Mudra.
Gyan Mudra?
Yeah, that's the most important one.
You listen to solfeggio frequencies. You meditate. You reflect. You're bringing yourself, you're centering yourself and bringing yourself back to the fundamental version of yourself, which is your soul. And you can access your soul's memories, not just your brain's memories.
Yo, that was some psychic download shit, bro.
What? I was rapping.
Anyway, I remember when I brought up the Cesare Borgia thing earlier. I just was like having such an ADHD spasm. I was like, why the fuck am I even bringing this up? So
we had a lot of caffeine.
We did, yeah. We pounded it, and some people are on the way. Some exciting people to record an episode, so we're really hyped. And anyway, so I brought up the iconography of Jesus because it's just crazy, dude. Because like according to the esoteric traditions, Jesus went to the East and he learned about consciousness. And it's implied that that's how the Gnostic ship was even formed. I mean, they have the stories of Saint Issa. There are records in certain, it's either Nepal or Tibet. They have records where they claim that Jesus was checked into the monasteries there in the East, in the Far East, learning about consciousness and yoga and things like that. And then you have all this channel material, like Edgar Cayce said that Jesus did that. And anyway, so that's crazy, bro, because if you study meditation and if you study the true meaning behind yoga, which is like a spiritual way of life, it's not just stretches, it's a spiritual way of life. It's a philosophy. The way that you, according to Buddhist and yogic tradition, end every meditation is with the praying hands.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you want to hear some crazy shit? Yesterday, not yesterday, a week ago was the Atlantis episode.
Yeah.
And I watched the Disney Atlantis movie. So the guy who funded the whole trip for them to explore Atlantis and everything, they built him up to be like this like big scary CEO. Like honestly, they were talking about him like he was like a 1% Illuminati type guy, like scary, whatever. And then when Milo finally walks into the room and meets him, he has like a shawl on and he's doing yoga.
Nice.
He's like, hey, you want to do some yoga?
Yo,
he was just like a really chill guy.
I can't wait to watch this movie, dude.
You really
You are hyping me up. No, I'm going to watch it this week.
It's crazy. He was doing yoga and he was literally like doing poses and like doing prayer hands, and he was chill, like super chill and everything. And he also had big green man vibes, like tricked Milo into thinking he didn't believe in Atlantis. But then he was like, I was testing you.
That's dope, dude.
It's crazy.
He's a sage.
He is a sage. Jesus is the most bad to the bone sage that ever lived. Quote it.
Yeah, but
we've said that before on the podcast.
Oh, yeah,
that's why I had to say it.
Of course, but
because you were just spitting about Jesus, and I'm just
spitting facts on facts, bro.
On facts.
Isn't it crazy that like even in Buddhist tradition and ancient yogic tradition, which is way older than Christianity.
Oh yeah, they
had the praying hands to end every meditation. It's the way of life, and it's just funny that the iconography that they put on Jesus was the praying hands. Dude, I've been to church my whole damn life up until a few years ago. I've never seen anybody pray like this.
Same.
Never.
Same.
Nobody prays like that. But why'd they depict it that way? Yeah, it's always like this. Like everyone prays like this. Why'd they depict it that way? Why did they depict this esoteric image of Jesus praying this way? I think it's a nod to the ancient roots. They always slip this subconscious symbolism.
And I wonder why it's not a thing that's done anymore in Christianity.
I think you melted my mind for a second there.
You know what I'm saying?
No. Like, explain.
It could be something that was intentionally removed.
I got you, bro.
You don't see, people don't do that anymore.
No, they don't.
In Christianity or in Western, I guess Christianity is not a Western religion, but
it absolutely is.
Well, you know what I mean.
It is.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. It is. But anyway, so when we do the yoga episode, I'm going to do a lot more deep diving on the mudras, because this is a mudra. This is an ancient Hindu mudra. And technically, Hinduism is the oldest recorded religion known to mankind. Because remember, Egypt was mystery shit.
We got to do a Hindu
Egypt is not, there's no like Egyptian religion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right,
it's like esoteric
it's
shit.
just like there's no Greek religion.
Right.
Yeah.
Hinduism is the oldest religion known to mankind. So we're going to do it justice. And like you get into the occult shit and they're teaching Hindu stuff, dude.
Yeah.
You know, Jesus. Amen.
Yeah.
Amen
You
Ra.
know.
Amen Ra. Come on, dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
Facts on facts.
Facts on facts on facts. Oh, they also teach that the word Om is somehow etymologically related to Amun Ra. Somehow.
Wow.
I haven't figured that out.
You know that Duncan Trussell does this thing sometimes at his live shows where he'll get the entire audience to do an Om.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo, he's got a Metatron's Cube in the Midnight Gospel. Like, he's
Oh, yeah.
got to be a high
By the
level
way,
initiate.
bringing it back to reincarnation, this is something we reference many times on this show. But if you want a beautiful allegorical example of
good one.
of reincarnation, episode 5, I believe it's episode 5
It is.
of the Midnight Gospel on Netflix is, in my opinion, the most beautiful
Pop culture
example of reincarnation that I personally have seen. It's depicted perfectly, in my opinion. He uses this.
Can we try and manifest Duncan on the show?
Let's manifest it right now. Praying hands.
Om.
Duncan Trussell, please be on our show.
Real talk though, that is my favorite episode in the entire series.
Same.
It's incredible.
Same.
Fantastic.
It's
I've watched it
absolute-
maybe 5 or 6 times.
Same.
You know who the guest is for that episode?
It's
Jason Louv.
right.
Very high, like not high level, but like a famous occultist. Like,
Yeah.
It's just wild that
Yeah.
that was the interview.
Actually, after watching, I love Duncan's podcast.
Oh yeah, he's dope, dude. He's talked about me on there, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
I love his show, but after watching that episode, I actually went and listened to the episode of
find
his
that real quick.
podcast that is from, and it was pretty mind blowing.
I want to find that episode that I was on. We can put it up later, but
Okay.
that'd be cool to show the listeners. But anyway, I think I've meditated on everything I wanted to say, and I think
what are we looking at on time?
we're good
Oh,
to
we're
go.
good?
Yep.
Oh,
so
perfect.
let's wrap this with the.
That honestly felt like it went really, really quick.
Yeah, it did.
That was a
It did.
great episode.
Yeah,
Good shit, dog.
vibing, brother. All right, we gotta end our meditation session. 1, 2, 3.
Bye, guys. I like how we did that with no planning. We just knew it was going to happen.
That's why we're here, bro.
Hell yeah.
Okay, cue the music. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more, check out our other videos.
And before you go, don't forget to subscribe. See you next week. Peace.